the story of coming here early because you don't want to be left out or being a dog. I relate that also to looking at other people and going,
they have hopes and fears just like I do.
Right.
Think Hollywood is all about mansions and luxury cars? You might be surprised to learn that some of the biggest black stars in entertainment choose to live surprisingly modest lives. From comedy legends to Oscar winners, these celebrities prove that success doesn't have to mean excess. Number 20, Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle shocked the entertainment world when he walked away from a staggering $50 million deal for Chappelle's show at the height of his success. Instead of embracing the Hollywood lifestyle, he chose to settle in a quiet Ohio town, where he lives with his family far from the industry's chaos. In this small community, Chappelle is known as just another neighbor, often seen chatting with locals at coffee shops or grocery stores. He deliberately chose not to own a mansion or collection of luxury cars, preferring instead to maintain a low-key lifestyle that prioritizes peace of mind over material wealth. His home is modest by celebrity standards, and he's been known to spend time helping local community projects. What makes Chappelle's choice even more remarkable is that he's continued this lifestyle even after returning to comedy and signing lucrative deals with Netflix, proving his commitment to living simply isn't about lack of opportunity, but a conscious choice.
Thank you. Thank you. I like not knowing what's going to happen. I like making memories. Sometimes I do all this crazy around my colleagues just so that they can tell their friends I did it.
Number 19, Terry Crews. Terry Crews' journey to financial wisdom came through hard lessons early in his career. After struggling to make ends meet during his early days in Hollywood, Crews developed a deep appreciation for financial stability that he maintains even now at the height of his success. Despite starring in hit TV shows and movies, he and his wife still live on a carefully planned budget, making conscious decisions about their spending. Crews is remarkably open about his past financial mistakes, often sharing his experiences to help others avoid similar pitfalls. He avoids the usual things that come with Hollywood fame and instead focuses on making sure his family has financial security for the future. His modest lifestyle includes driving practical cars and living in a comfortable but not extravagant home.
I want to protect her. I want to protect her. And how wrong it was. And I said, I gotta be strong. And I gotta get strength so that I can protect her.
Number 18, Keegan Michael Key. Keegan Michael Key has redefined success in Hollywood by channeling his resources into meaningful causes rather than personal luxury. Despite creating and starring in the hit show Key and Peele and appearing in numerous successful films, Key maintains a lifestyle focused on simplicity and giving back. He's known in the industry for turning down lucrative opportunities that don't align with his values, preferring to work on projects that make a difference. His home is notably modest by Hollywood standards, and he's rarely seen at flashy industry events unless they're connected to charitable causes. Key has established several educational initiatives in his hometown of Detroit, focusing particularly on arts education for underprivileged youth. His commitment to community service extends beyond just writing checks. He regularly dedicates time to mentoring young performers and supporting various social causes.
Coming here early because you don't want to be left out or being a dog. I relate that also to looking at other people and going,
they have hopes and fears just like I do.
Right.
You and I were discussing earlier that at the end of the day in our industry, it's always just a series of challenges. So the difference is, do you look at the challenges as opportunities, or do you look at the challenges as problems?
Number 17, Donald Glover. Donald Glover, also known by his musical alter ego Childish Gambino, approaches wealth with a refreshingly different perspective. Despite succeeding in multiple entertainment fields, acting, writing, directing, and music, Glover maintains a notably modest lifestyle. He lives in a regular neighborhood rather than a gated community, and friends say he's more likely to be found working on creative projects than spending money. His focus remains firmly on artistic expression rather than material possessions, often turning down lucrative opportunities that might compromise his creative vision. Glover's commitment to authenticity extends to his personal life, where he avoids the typical celebrity scene. He's known for wearing simple clothing and driving modest cars, proving success doesn't have to change who you are. Number 16, Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry's story stands out even among these examples of modesty. Despite building a billion-dollar entertainment empire from scratch, Perry maintains remarkably humble habits. He grew up in poverty in New Orleans, and those early experiences shaped his approach to wealth. Instead of living lavishly, Perry focuses on creating opportunities for others, particularly within the Black community.
I feel sorry for people who don't have anywhere else to go but to something, rather than being able to sit in the pain of something and hold it and harness it to use it. So my hope for people is that in their struggles, they realize and understand that every bit of it is about something like you in the gym and working out. Every time you lift a weight, what you're trying to do is gain a muscle. Well, that's not light work. That's hard work. That takes dedication and focus. And it's the same way in life. These things that come to challenge you are not trying to destroy you. They're building muscle inside in your brain and your mind to make you stronger and figure out how, when they show up again, which way to move. That's what I believe.
He built Tyler Perry Studios in Atlanta, employing hundreds and creating opportunities for new talent. Perry lives in a modest home compared to his peers and drives regular cars, preferring to invest his money in projects that help others. His philanthropy extends beyond business. He's known for anonymously paying for people's groceries and medical bills. Number 15, Issa Rae. Issa Rae, creator and star of Insecure, has maintained her down-to-earth approach even as her star has risen. Rather than splurging on luxury items, Rae focuses on using her platform to create opportunities for other people of color in the entertainment industry. She's more interested in building a lasting legacy than enjoying temporary luxuries. Number 14, Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson, one of Hollywood's highest-grossing actors, keeps his lifestyle surprisingly simple despite his massive success. Having appeared in over 150 films and numerous blockbuster franchises, Jackson could easily live an extravagant lifestyle, but instead chooses to maintain the modest outlook he developed growing up.
There is no formula for success. If there was, and we could put it in a can, a lot of people would buy it and that person would be rich. The one thing for sure is success is, the byproduct of hard work. If you're not prepared and opportunity knocks, I don't care how wide the door open is, you're not gonna get through it. You gotta be prepared. It's all about that, understanding the mechanics and fundamentals of what we do and how we do it. Those people tend to be more successful than the others. You can't be a great basketball player if you can't dribble, and you can't shoot. You can't be a great actor if you can't understand and dissect the emotions of the people you're trying to interpret and interpret them in a way that people understand and recognize. So what do you want? Do you want to be an artist, or do you want to be famous?
He's often spotted taking public transportation in New York and wearing casual clothes rather than designer brands. Jackson focuses on his craft rather than accumulating possessions, living in a comfortable but not ostentatious home. He prioritizes substance over style, often saying that his greatest satisfaction comes from the work itself rather than its rewards. Number 13, Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington stands out as a Hollywood icon who's never let fame change his fundamental values. Despite his multiple Academy Awards and decades of success, Washington maintains a lifestyle guided by his deep religious faith rather than materialism. He lives in a relatively modest home by Hollywood standards and drives regular cars rather than exotic ones. Washington's focus remains on family and philanthropy, having donated millions to causes like education and youth mentorship programs. He rarely attends Hollywood parties unless they're charity events, preferring to spend time with his family or at his church. His commitment to staying grounded extends to his professional life, where he's known for treating crew members with the same respect he shows stars. Number 12, Octavia Spencer. Octavia Spencer maintains strong connections to her Alabama roots despite her Hollywood success. She lives in a modest apartment rather than a mansion, saying she prefers comfort over showing off. Spencer is known for being frugal with her money, often speaking about the importance of financial security over flashy displays of wealth. She regularly returns to her hometown to support local causes and mentor young people interested in the arts. Despite winning an Oscar, Spencer continues to live much as she did before fame, focusing on her craft rather than celebrity trappings. Her friends say she's more likely to be found having home-cooked meals with friends than at expensive restaurants. Number 11, the late Chadwick Boseman. The late Chadwick Boseman exemplified humility even at the height of his fame. Despite becoming a global icon as Black Panther, Boseman lived modestly and focused on using his success to help others. Even during his private battle with cancer, he continued working and giving back to his community, showing that true greatness isn't about material wealth. Number 10, Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan, despite his blockbuster success, maintains a grounded approach to life and wealth. Rather than splurging on luxuries, he focuses on building a lasting career and creating opportunities for others in the industry. Jordan's commitment to social causes and community development shows that success can be measured by impact rather than income. Number 9, Viola Davis. Viola Davis's journey from poverty to Oscar winner hasn't changed her modest approach to life. She continues to advocate for those struggling with poverty and hunger, using her platform to create change rather than accumulate wealth. Davis proves that maintaining your values while achieving success is possible. Number 8, Forest Whitaker. Forest Whitaker channels his success into humanitarian work rather than personal luxury. Through his Whitaker Peace and Development Initiative, he works to promote peace in conflict zones worldwide. His choice to live simply while making a global impact demonstrates how wealth can be used for meaningful change. Number 7, Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg, despite decades of success, maintains a relatively simple lifestyle. She's more focused on using her platform for activism and speaking out on social issues than living luxuriously. Her approach shows that maintaining authenticity is more valuable than material wealth. Number 6, Lupita Nyong'o. Lupita Nyong'o shows that Oscar-winning talent doesn't require an extravagant lifestyle. Despite her rapid rise to fame, she maintains simple living habits and focuses on her craft rather than celebrity culture. Nyong'o is known for taking public transportation and shopping at regular stores rather than luxury boutiques. She lives in a modest apartment in Brooklyn rather than a Hollywood mansion, preferring to stay connected to real people and experiences. Her focus remains on her work and activism, particularly in promoting education in her native Kenya. Friends say she's more likely to be found reading scripts or working on humanitarian projects than attending glamorous parties. Number 5, Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg, despite being part of the elite EGOT club, Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony winner, maintains one of the most down-to-earth lifestyles in Hollywood. She lives in a modest house in New Jersey rather than a Beverly Hills mansion, preferring the quiet life away from Hollywood's center. Despite her massive success, Goldberg is often seen taking public transportation and shopping at regular stores like any other New Yorker. She's known for wearing comfortable clothes rather than designer brands, even on The View, where she could easily showcase luxury fashion. Goldberg spends much of her money on social causes, particularly supporting LGBTQ+ rights in homeless shelters. Her commitment to authenticity extends to her career choices, where she often takes roles based on social impact rather than salary. Number 4, Mahershala Ali. Mahershala Ali, a 2-time Oscar winner, lives a life guided by his Muslim faith rather than Hollywood expectations. He maintains a modest home and lifestyle, focusing on spiritual growth rather than material wealth. Despite his success in films and TV shows, Ali is rarely seen at Hollywood parties or events unless they're directly related to his work or charitable causes. He drives regular cars and often travels on commercial flights, preferring to live below his means. Ali spends significant time supporting Islamic charities and educational initiatives, believing that his success should benefit others. His friends say he's more likely to be found at the mosque or spending time with family than at celebrity gatherings. Number 3, Regina King. Regina King combines critical acclaim with a deliberately modest lifestyle. Despite her Oscar and multiple Emmy wins, she lives in a regular Los Angeles neighborhood rather than behind gates in Beverly Hills. King is known for being hands-on with her charitable work, particularly focusing on youth education and women's empowerment. She drives practical cars and is often spotted shopping at local markets rather than high-end stores. Keegan prioritizes directing and producing projects that create opportunities for others in the industry, rather than maximizing her own wealth. Her commitment to living simply while making a difference shows that success doesn't require extravagance. Number 2, Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick Boseman, even at the height of his Black Panther fame, maintained an incredibly modest lifestyle that many only learned about after his passing. He lived in a simple apartment rather than a mansion, drove regular cars, and focused on his craft rather than accumulating wealth. Despite battling cancer, Boseman continued visiting sick children in hospitals and supporting various charities, often anonymously. He was known for helping young actors with their careers and paying it forward whenever possible. Friends revealed that he often took pay cuts to ensure projects he believed in could get made, showing his commitment to art over commerce. Number 1, Janelle Monae. Janelle Monae, despite her success in both music and film, maintains a lifestyle focused on creativity rather than luxury. She lives in a modest home in Atlanta rather than moving to more expensive entertainment hubs. Monae is known for reinvesting her earnings into her art and supporting other artists rather than living extravagantly. She drives regular cars and often wears her iconic black and white outfits multiple times, showing that style doesn't require endless spending. Her focus remains on creating meaningful art and supporting social causes, particularly in the LGBTQ+ community. Friends say she's more likely to be found in the recording studio or at activist meetings than at celebrity parties. These stories reveal a different side of Hollywood, one where success isn't measured by the size of your mansion or the price of your car. These actors prove that it's possible to achieve great things while staying true to your values and living modestly. Their choices challenge the stereotype that fame must lead to excess, showing instead that true success might just be about making a difference while staying grounded in who you are. Have you ever witnessed a moment where time seems to stand still, where an act of kindness transforms an ordinary day into something extraordinary? What would you do if you encountered a vulnerable child alone in a vast, empty church? This heartwarming story reveals how Kate Middleton's maternal instincts and compassionate heart turned a potentially frightening situation into a touching demonstration of humanity that resonates with anyone who believes in the power of kindness. On a crisp autumn afternoon, as golden leaves danced outside century-old windows, the historic church stood as a silent witness to an unexpected encounter that would touch hearts and remind us of our shared humanity. The charity service had just concluded, and most attendees were filtering out into the brisk afternoon air. Kate Middleton lingered near the altar, engaged in meaningful conversation with Father Gregory, the parish priest whose dedication to community service was evident in every passionate word he spoke. The ancient stone walls held centuries of prayers and whispered hopes, while the warm light, filtering through stained glass windows, painted medieval stories across the worn stone floor. The atmosphere was peaceful, filled with the kind of tranquility that often follows moments of communal gathering. As the congregation's footsteps and murmured conversations faded, the church seemed to settle into its familiar solitude. Father Gregory spoke animatedly about the church's outreach programs, his eyes bright with enthusiasm as he shared stories of lives touched and communities strengthened. Kate listened attentively, her elegant presence adding warmth to the historic space. Yet, even as she engaged in conversation, her observant nature, a quality that had served her well in both royal duties and motherhood, caught something others had missed. There, in the back of the church, partially hidden by the imposing wooden pews and elongated shadows, sat a little girl, no more than 5 years old. The sight immediately drew Kate's attention, not just because of the child's solitude, but because of the palpable anxiety evident in her small frame. The little girl clutched a well-worn teddy bear, its fur bearing the loving marks of countless embraces and shared tears. Her other hand gripped the edge of the wooden pew so tightly that her knuckles had turned white, a physical manifestation of her inner distress. The contrast was striking and heartbreaking. This tiny figure set against the grandeur of soaring Gothic arches and magnificent stained glass windows. The child's wide eyes darted around the space with an urgency that spoke of mounting fear, scanning each departing face with diminishing hope. Her teddy bear, clearly a longtime companion, showed signs of being well loved. Patches of fur worn thin, one button eye slightly loose, yet clearly cherished all the more for these imperfections. Kate's maternal instinct, honed by her own experience as a mother, immediately recognized the signs of a child in distress. With the grace that had become her hallmark, she gently excused herself from Father Gregory's company. Her measured steps across the chapel created soft echoes that seemed to harmonize with the sacred space. The warm afternoon light streaming through the windows appeared to follow her progress, casting a gentle glow that made her approach seem almost ethereal. As Kate drew closer, she noticed how the little girl seemed to shrink further into herself, making her already small frame appear even tinier. Years of working with children had taught Kate the importance of approaching carefully in such situations. With natural grace, she lowered herself to the child's eye level, ensuring her presence would feel less intimidating. Her smile was gentle, radiating warmth and reassurance as she spoke. "Hello, sweetheart. Are you all right? Is someone here with you?" The young girl's eyes met Kate's, and though fear still shadowed their depths, something about Kate's presence, perhaps her genuine warmth or calming demeanor, seemed to pierce through the cloud of anxiety. Her lip trembled as she whispered in a voice barely louder than a breath, "I lost my mom." Those 5 simple words carried the weight of every child's greatest fear, making the vast church seem even larger and more intimidating. Without hesitation, Kate set aside all thoughts of royal protocol and position. She knelt fully beside the pew, her complete attention focused on the frightened child before her. "It's okay," she soothed, her voice carrying the steady warmth of a candle flame in the darkness. "We'll find her, sweetheart. You're not alone anymore." Through gentle conversation, Kate learned that the little girl's name was Sophie, and her constant companion was Mr. Snuggles, the beloved teddy bear whose worn appearance spoke volumes about his importance in Sophie's young life. Kate's natural ability to connect with children shone through as she addressed both Sophie and Mr. Snuggles with equal importance, treating the stuffed animal as a vital participant in their conversation. This simple act of acknowledging the bear's significance brought the first hint of a genuine smile to Sophie's face. Understanding the need to keep Sophie calm while help was summoned, Kate suggested they light a candle together. This simple yet meaningful activity would prove to be a turning point in their interaction. As they walked toward the altar, Kate shared a personal memory that helped bridge the gap between them. "When I was a little girl, my mom used to light candles with me when I felt scared. It always helped me feel brave. Would you like to try it?" The ritual of lighting the candle became more than just an activity. It transformed into a moment of connection and hope. Kate guided Sophie's small hand with the match, their movements careful and deliberate. Together they watched the flame catch and grow, its warm light seeming to push back the shadows of fear that had surrounded Sophie. The child's whispered observation that "it's working" brought a warm smile to Kate's face and confirmed the power of this simple act of faith and comfort. While discreetly arranging for church staff to search for Sophie's mother, Kate maintained a gentle conversation with the child. She shared stories about her own children's favorite toys and adventures, creating a comfortable space where Sophie's anxiety could gradually dissolve into engagement and even occasional giggles. Kate's ability to balance the practical needs of the situation with emotional support showed her natural gift for nurturing and protecting. Time passed, marked only by the flickering of candles and the growing bond between the royal mother and the lost child. They talked about favorite colors, beloved pets, and the special magic that makes teddy bears such perfect friends. Kate's stories about her own children's stuffed